Hello dear viewers, this is Ali Herman and you're watching my YouTube channel You Should Know. Today I'll be introducing Niccolo Mecheavelli. He was a renowned philosopher and historian of 16th century during the period of Renaissance. He worked for the unity of Italy and hated foreigners. During his time, political structure of Italy was very weak. He hated foreigners because he thought that political turmoil of Italy was more or less contributed by the foreigners. He first became a clerk and then also became a chancellor with the responsibilities of war. He was exiled, imprisoned, tortured, and released. He wrote his famous book, Prince. That was not actually for publication. The book was written in probably 1513 and was not published until 1532. This book was mainly concerned with the development and management of Italian society. His approach of writing and understanding was temporal. That means materialistic approach. He was the first philosopher who took politics out of religion. And before that, there was a church and religious people, priestly class ruling all over. Yeah, as you know, church was the authority. He used to believe that we should focus more on empiricism rather than historical evidence. According to Machiavelli, you should use a man should use common sense, logic instead of historical evidence, because there could be many contrary things with the history that is going on in present. According to Machiavelli, men have a drive for power, and he is selfish. This is the nature of man, according to Machiavelli. But he says even being selfish and lustful for power, these are actually the planks for a platform on which state must be built. In his book, The Prince, he explains establishment and classification of despotism. And then we can see, or I should tell you that in his book, Prince, he is supporter of a hereditary monarch. He says that if there is a newly appointed monarch, newly appointed means anyone that is new to that particular area or that state. You can say there is a conqueror from the outside. So it would be difficult for him to manage and control and to communicate, because there's very much possibility that the language of that monarch that is newly appointed from outside, maybe he doesn't know the particular language of that area, he doesn't know the custom and traditions. So he says that hereditary monarch, a monarch that is born in that area, is better than the newly appointed. Moreover, he is in support of an oppressive monarch who is cruel and suppresses his subjects and people. He says that a monarch should be oppressive and cruel to any revolt or any person who is talking against him in his state. He should suppress that revolt, that person, that entity, or any organization that is working against him. Moreover, he says that a prince could be carried to power in case of class conflict. A class conflict that is between nobility and majority of people. The majority of people are fed up, and they are very tired of the oppressive nobility, the elite class. And oppressive nobility, or that elite class, is sick of the majority of people. So they both just appoint a prince. The majority of people think that prince will give them relief from oppressive nobility. The nobility may fear the people and support a ruler who they hope will suppress the majority, and so will the people, so they can get some relief from the oppressive nobility. Furthermore, he says that there should be strong military, and the prince should provide them with training, with well training. They should be well trained and strong military. And he says that he should never go against his own people. He should not give people excessive liberty. The foremost duty, he says, of a ruler is to create an efficient army. His soldiers must have practical, that is to say, military and logical training. He says that a ruler must not be lavish. A ruler who is lavish with his favors must advertise the fact, and the people will soon resent a policy of prodigality, for they will realize that they themselves are paying for it. A ruler who will not be lavish, and he will be saving the money and not wasting too much resources, so people will think that their money, their taxes and resources of the country are being saved, they are not being wasted anywhere. A prince should be, he says, cruel for unity. He should keep his people united. Then he says that a prince should never take the property, never expropriate the property of his men. He says that men forget the death of their father easily, but not the property that is expropriated from them. He says that a prince can settle conflicts in two ways. There is a way of men, law, and the way of beast, force. Two ways, law and force. He says law is way of men and force is way of beast. And there is a great deal of beast in a man. So he should be cunning. He should have cunningness of a fox and strength of a lion. He should be aware of the traps and all the plans of his enemies, of his rivals. Like a fox, as a fox is clever and knows how her enemy could prey her. So, and he should have strength of lion, that he could suppress his rival. He could suppress his enemies, and he should maintain a good picture of his own in eyes of the people. His integrity, his courage and willpower and determination. People should rely on prince. They should know that in reign of that particular prince, we are safe. We can rely on this person, and he won't harm us. And he is determined, courageous, and a brave person. So he should maintain a good picture, good image of his character in the eyes of his subjects, in the eyes of his people. In case of conflict between two neighboring states, he should not be neutral. When two states are fighting, two neighboring states, the prince must take a stand with one or the other. If possible, he should play the balance of power game by exploiting the weaker of the two. He should at any rate avoid neutrality, for both countries will hate him if he stands aloof, and he will probably at the mercy of the victor when the war is over. What he does, he must do quickly. A bold stroke may win the battle. One of the ruler's chief problems, he says, is the selection of his officials and advisors. He must bear in mind that they will advance their own cause rather than his own, if they are permitted to do so. The prince, therefore, must be ruthless in purging his official ranks of those who do not serve him well. Advisors may tell him what they think he wishes to hear rather than what he ought to hear. Knowing that the bearer of the bad news is rarely popular, a prudent monarch must seek trustworthiness above all other virtues in a council, and he should demonstrate that no person need fear the giving of sound advice, no matter how unpalatable it may be. So that was all about today's video. I hope you got a lot of knowledge from this video. So we'll meet in next video. This video was over. This video is done here. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel and share with your friends, so they can know, they can get also benefit from this. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.